Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me. It's always me, isn't it? Wow. Anyway, yes. Wednesday, March 20th, 2024, post market wrap up. So, did you see that? Did you watch this? See what happened today? A trifecta of record highs today for the major averages. Dow Jones Industrial Average, new record high. S&P 500, new record high. NASDAQ, new record high. Now, the markets didn't move until it opened its mouth, its pie hole, promising, guess what? More easy money. It's an incredible thing. So, yes, we heard from, this is the ultimate freak show. And if you noticed, you see, I have to sit there and listen to the vomitous session between Powell and the things in the audience as well. No mentions, no questions of any substance whatsoever here. Nothing about skyrocketing debts and deficits here, or anything else that really has any bearing on anything. It's just, oh, thank you. You picked me. Although, of course, again, all this stuff is scripted. It's all submitted in advance. Most of it is, at least. No one has the guts to ask this creature Powell, anything real. Of course, it's all just has to be beautiful and lovely and fantastic. Now, like I said, it was interesting. So prior to it opening its mouth again, look, the market was anticipating nothing today. Or I wanted to hear what it was planning on doing, and the market got the answer it wanted. And you and I have been clear as day and on this, rate cuts are coming. And soon as the market heard that, we went from being flat to slightly negative to new record highs across the board. Nice rally here. The dollar. Did you watch the dollar today on a relative strength basis? I mean, we were over 104 this morning, the Dixie. And I mean, we've cratered through that, down 103 something right now. 10-year yield came down a little bit again. I told you what's happening. There's this tug of war is kind of going on here. There's some people that don't believe it. And you and I have been calling this since day one about when cuts were coming. Okay, some people don't believe it, and there was this fear, sell-off here in the debt market, 10-year yield rising. It's nonsense. I told all of you out here, if you are a bond investor, someone that likes to put their cash into some debt, this is no pun intended, but a golden opportunity here for you. If you're I'm not that kind of an investor. Okay, you got to be nuts. You want to buy debt here. Some people do, and some people I know very well. This is what they do. And what they earn on these things isn't keeping up with the actual rate of inflation. It's insane, but they feel comfortable and all warm and cozy. Me, I want to be in this market here. Okay. Sure, people like me today, and with this market going up and up and up, we're getting pretty rich on paper. Again, notice the word I'm using, on paper. All right, it's all beautiful and lovely seeing those digits change. Oh, look. You gotta convert that once in a while into something real. As a matter of fact, I did do that recently. I pulled a little out of my GEPI account and converted it into real things. Yes. It goes from being digits on a screen to reality. That's the only way, I mean, like I said, most people with, they're doing well on paper until they're not. And this whole thing is going to change pretty rapidly. I still say this. I have a fair amount, or a very fair amount, of investment in GEPI. I've been piling into GEPQ. I think tech is where you need to be here right now, people, moving forward, at least until we get close to the selection. All right. You already know how I feel about this. And again, I will keep all of you on top of it as we get closer. But going back to let's finish talking about the market. On top of it, after it spoke and the promise of more easy money, gold and silver, nice gains today. Bitcoin, crypto is doing pretty well today. Dollar was really the big story, how that thing got hit, honestly. And crude oil has had a pretty good run up lately. It did lately. It did fall about 1.9% ish, something along those lines. Imagine my shock. But these were a couple of things that came out of its mouth today. Let's see. The economy is expanding at a good pace. How about no? Job gains are very strong, not just strong. And of course, rate cuts on the table. And what did I write here? A couple other things here. So this is interesting. All right. So he went on to say that inflation remains elevated. Notice, how many times did it say appropriate today? Appropriate, appropriate, appropriate. I wish we could, lay one right across his face every time he says appropriate, because we've been hearing that same thing, that word, repeatedly, while they got everything so-called wrong, which they didn't. This is all deliberate, okay? That's another thing. Why is it, in your opinion, that none of the freaks that are sitting there in the audience call them out? Say, hey, listen, sir, so let's see, you and the rest of your cohorts who dwell in the hallways of the Federal Reserve, you got it. You really got it wrong. It was all appropriate, and it's completely messed up. Inflation is, continues to rise, but it's appropriate. It was appropriate then. How are we supposed to trust that you're going to fix it now, sir? I would say something a lot worse than that, but anyway, it's just so violently disgusting. It makes me want to puke all over the place. Oh, yes, we're going to get it. And it went on. Oh, yes, we are going to get to 2% inflation, 2% inflation, 2%. Why do we have to get to that target? Because central banks are going to continue to inflate. You get that 2% and you compound that over time. It's huge. And that's where central banks keep their power, how they have it. Okay. You want to win? You want to win something? We got to take down these institutions, but they're not going anywhere. So just count on that. Speaking of inflation, I want to bring something to your attention. This is just too funny. It's too funny. So for my friends over there in the UK, and this is CNBC, okay, and it's the same story here too. But this is the propaganda. And I want to read this to you, and you tell me what's missing. All right. So CNBC, all right. UK inflation falls more than expected. Hits lowest in nearly 2.5 years. Sounds great. Now, if you read this headline, you would think everything's great. Now, this is the breakdown. So UK inflation came in lower than expected at 3.4% year on year in February. Goes on to say, month on month, headline consumer price index rose 0.6%. Prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages rose by 5% year on year in February, and the closely watched core CPI figure, which excludes volatile food and energy and alcohol prices, came in at an annual rate of 4.5%. What's missing? Inflation continues to rise. It's not going down like the headline wants you to believe. Make it up. Make it up. It's right here. Look it up for yourself. CNBC. That's the title. But what else did you expect? The lies, the distractions, the propaganda, the misinformation. People don't know what's going on. Forget about knowing what bathroom to use. People don't know which side is up, down, backwards, or sideways. How could anyone know in this kind of an environment when all you're doing is being propagandized repeatedly and worse and worse and worse? Can someone here who's smarter than me, which would be every single one of you, explain it to me so I can understand it as if I'm a small child or a golden retriever? I'd really appreciate it. I really, really would. What else, man? That's kind of the gist of today. It's just, do you think this is going to change? It's not going to. What did you and I say? What was that? What did you and I say was going to happen this year? Record high, record high, record high for the market, record high for the market. Yeah, that's what we said was going to happen last year before any of this started. We called that to the letter. We called these layoffs to the letter. I mean, it's bizarre. Look, it's not like we're time travelers or something. All we do is put this stuff together in the most logical way that it's going to unfold, and bam, there it is. I mean, you don't have to be freaking rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. We know what they want from us. They want it all. They're going to suck us dry faster. And as we have outlined, the faster this entire thing craters, the higher this market's going to go. The promise of more easy money has got this freak show of a stock market, in la la land. No, far beyond the sun. Shout out to Ingve over there. It's crazy. But Look, what are you and I doing? We're not just sitting here looking at it. No, we're taking action. Okay. I always tell you, this channel here is not for thumb suckers, okay, or people who want to be entertained. This is for people of action. All of you here are people of action. You're doing something about it. You're betting against the debt. You're becoming your own central bank. You're realizing what's going on. You're looking for every single opportunity that comes along, and then you're pouncing on it, like the lion that you are. It's truth. Oh, people, I tell you, man, whatever. Would you expect anything different? I mean, look, I showed you this the other day. This was something that my buddy Brian gave me. Lehman Brothers, the money magicians, they made it all disappear. And this was out, when they're trying to praise themselves, how great they are. They're the masters of the universe. Yeah, that didn't work out too well, did it? Like magic. I mean, people, we've been constantly propagandized. It's just not going to stop, man. It's just be ready. Be ready for everything that's going to come along here, people, because I can promise you, we have not seen anything yet. What has happened here is the Federal Reserve, but it's central banks all over the world. They have taken this system and they have weaponized it against everyone on this planet. Okay, all of us, we are slaves to their system. They're creating more slaves to their system, more dependency on their system, at the same time dismantling their current system. It's an incredible thing. But you and I see, because we're smarter than they are. Not only are we smarter than they are, we know what they want. And it's broadcasted across the freaking sky. All you got to do is just open your freaking eyes and listen a little bit. This is why I've been telling you for I don't know how freaking long that we can't be beaten. We can't be, and it's an impossibility in my opinion here. We are diversified. We're spread apart. We're ready for anything that comes. Not only are we ready for it, we're expecting it, which is even more beautiful. All right. Anyway, look, that's pretty much it. I would like to cover some questions that you guys and girls might have before we get out of here. I'm just getting my stuff together here. I take all this paper here and I kind of fold it up, and then I write on it. Like for example here, this is I just take little notes, because when something sticks in my head, I just kind of like, and I got to write this stuff down. Anyway, maybe it's a coping mechanism, but I need many coping mechanisms, right, Maury? You know what I'm talking about. See, Maury knows. Anyway, people, look, this has turned into quite a phenomenon. What you and I have built right here. I wish this was multiples larger than it is, but that's okay. We have a really good family here. We have a close knit group of people who I really believe we can rely on each other. And that's what I always tell you. We need each other. We have to love each other, care about each other, be charitable to each other, look out for each other. And believe me, I read the comments and sometimes I get very disappointed. People calling out each other and saying nasty things. Let's stop doing that. All right. If you have a perspective that someone else may differ with, there's no reason for you guys and girls to start attacking each other. That's what they want us to do here. Start a dialogue with people. Okay. We all have something to learn from each other. Believe me. Okay. Believe me on this. So let's develop more unity in this community that we have. This is worldwide. We have friends. Do you realize if you're a part of this thing, you have friends all over the world? You can talk to people in other parts of the world. Make friends with people, make connections with people instead of creating enemies. Create friends. If someone has, like I said, an opinion against something that is just so outrageous to you that you can't even believe it, listen to that person, because maybe they have something to say that we can all learn from. And then, we can bring this whole thing together, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want. That's what I'm hoping we can do here. And I think we've really created something beautiful. It's really the truth. All right, look, this guy, I'm going to get out of here. I got my race car on the trailer. I am ready to go. I'm making my way over to Showtime Gregory in Clearwater, Florida, about an hour from me. Maybe I'll see some of you there. Generally, people show up. some of you, and I love meeting you guys and girls. It's awesome. So hopefully I'll see some of you there later. It'll be a lot of fun. And if you're interested in watching these videos, because I put these out on my drag races, so you'll see them if you. There's a link below to my Instagram. There's a whole bunch of stuff up there, including my Tech Tuesdays. But you'll get some new stuff to watch later on, and I just can't wait. This is my getaway, man. When I'm in that race car and I'm staging that car, it all starts as I'm pulling onto the track and I'm going through the bleach box or the water. You know what I mean? And I'm getting ready to do my burnout. I just zone in. I can't even tell you. It's an incredible thing that, then I'm watching the staff to tell you when to start your burnout, do my burnout. Then I stage the car and just slowly creeping up, getting into the pre-stage. Okay. Now for me, how I work it, getting into that pre-stage, I stop the car. I think for a moment what I'm about to do. Okay. And because I want to get out first, obviously, I want to be the first to react on that green light. So I think for a moment, zone in even further. Then I'm in the stage. At that moment here, I hit my trans brake button. I'm on the floor and I'm just waiting, boom, for the opportune time to let that go. And then just boom, front end comes up in the air and I'm sailing. I'm looking to pull gears at the right time. Anyway, so I hope you guys and girls pay a little attention to that. I just really love it so much. Anyway, I will hopefully see some of you later. People, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you for your friendship, your love. Thank you for those thumbs up. I know we can do a little better than that. We got 1,600 people here. Let's get this thing going here. Yes, Goldstein, Carabine on a Cotsteel. You guys are insane. Love you guys so much. All right. See you in the morning.